Okay.
When I'm watching your swing, the things I'm really seeing, the elephant in the room, so to say, is that when you take the club back, it doesn't go back very far. So we're not making a big enough backswing. So what happens from here is that because the arms don't have far to travel, you're speeding them up, not only down to the ball, but also through your swing a little too hard. And when you speed your arms up from here, you're rising up away from the ball. So it would be something like taking it back from here and trying to get speed. That pull down speed is also pulling you up and away. So then we're kind of moving away from the ball. So the first thing I want to really tackle today is making sure that we can get the glove above your hat. We need to get your hands above your hat.
What about rotation? More rotation or less?
You'll need a little bit more rotation toward me in the backswing, but then from there we need to raise the hands up to the sky. So I would say that the rotation is going to feel like you start by turning your stomach toward the camera back here. Right? If you turn your stomach, we get the hips, we get the shoulders, and then from there we need to get the arms higher. We have to take the arm
back far enough so that, we can actually line the club up down at the ball. But if I take it back short and start powering my arms past the ball, I never get the club long enough. And that's the big key today, is getting the club long enough. So first things first in the backswing, in order to take the club up a little higher, we need to feel as though that there's, a turn to you. So you're turning the front of your body back that way. And once you turn back that way, now you have all the room in the world to lift your arms up. But if the body doesn't turn, the arms can only go back so far. Like now I'm stuck here, right? And if we did it arms first and then turned, now they get too far behind me. So I want it to feel as though that it's just this starts the backswing, right? Feeling as though that you turn the front of you back this way. And then once that's happened, with the club still down here nice and low, now when you lift the arms up, this gets higher. And then from there, we have to kind of understand that the arms in the swing really only work up and down, like chopping wood. All right, they might have the appearance that they work around our body, but it doesn't, right? Like on a merry-go-round, it's not the horses that run. You know what I mean? It's the inside that turns the outside. So here's the inside turning the outside. So if we can get your body to turn and your arms to lift, I want it to feel like your power in the swing goes down to the ground and not toward the target. Because as it goes toward the target, the club starts to pull in towards you. Okay? So if we can get the first part of the backswing being the turn and then the lift, from here we're going to try and feel like you turn your body to the target as you put your arms down into the ground. Not forward and not up again. There's no arm speed for that. Yeah, and what makes the club go through the ball is my body turning this way. It's not putting my arms through. That actually slows the club down. Okay? So understanding that if I just isolate my arms, that's the motion of the arms in the golf swing. But because I'm turning, it gives it the appearance that it's working on this incline and around me. Okay? So we're gonna look for turn, lift. All right, and then from here, I want you to feel like you're just putting the club downward. That if it goes down without turning, it goes here. A little turn, a little more turn, the right amount of turn. Okay? So we're going to start this today by making sure that we can get a full turn and a lift. Then we'll talk about your arm speed. We have to understand that the arms actually decelerate down here. They slow down in order for the club to speed up. Like if I sat on the hood of your car, I feel like we're going 100 down the highway, you hit the brake, I go farther, I go faster, right? Same thing here. If my arm stops, it makes the club go faster. So that's why we don't want to keep speeding up the arms down this highway, around the corner, and up that highway. Yeah, so as a result of the arm stopping, the wrists kick the club out and make it go faster. Right? So turn, lift, slow the arms down, and the club keeps going. So second step is going to be really talking about the speed of your arms, and then the third step is trying to make sure that you can finish forward in your swing. Like all the way forward, all the way tall, so that you know kind of where you're going to end up. We get a lot of power from standing tall at the end of our swing. the weight transfer is not just to the back foot and the front foot. It goes to the back foot and we get taller, and then we go low as we get to the front foot, and then we get taller at the end. So we're going to look for turn and lift, decelerating the arms into the ball, and standing taller at the finish. 3 different things, but we're going to focus on the first part first.
As far as
I'll watch for that and see how you do it. Like, you definitely have to move your weight. Like, the turn back toward the camera should make you weightless on your front foot. As the arms lift up, it starts to put the weight forward. And then at the end of the swing, I want all your weight forward and you tall. No, you need to feel like you go 0-100 and then 0-100. Yeah, but the first piece first, we're gonna work on the backswing. Yeah. All right, so set up to a shot for me. We can go back here a little bit where the grass is better. Okay, so give me a full turn all the way to me, nice and slow. Okay, keep turning your body. There, look at the ball. Yep. That's where I want you to feel your takeaway is. So your whole back's facing the target, but the club's still down here nice and low. All right, that's step 1. Step 2, raise your arms up high. Way better. Now your hands are above your hat. Okay, start again. So full turn. Yeah, lift the arms up. There. That's the first step. That's the reason why the club doesn't get to the ground. So this is the part that's going to fix the top shots. Yep, turn and lift. You got it. It's a lot of what?
Winding back.
Yes, definitely. I mean, rule number 1 to hit the ball far is you have to take the club back far from where it starts.
How far is the checkered flag, Nick?
2 1/4. Okay, so give me the first step of the backswing. What moves the club off the ball is you turning the front of you. Turn the front of you back. There you go. That's your move. And then lift the arms high.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm turning that far back, I pretty much have to take most of my weight off my left leg because there's no way to turn.
Absolutely, yeah. Taking the weight off the front foot lets you get higher. Good shot. So we talked about the arm speed part. If your arms are trying to give the club power all the way until they get to here, all right, that means that they're going downward, they're turning the corner, and then they're going up. And those 2 corners, if we get fast through there, we lose contact. Right? If you get off the highway on an on-ramp and you step on the gas, there's a good chance you're going to miss the turn, right? So I want it to feel like with this shot that once you've done your turn and your lift, that we're going to shorten up your follow-through today. Right. Notice how short that was. I didn't take it all the way to the top because if I actually hit the brakes and slow it down the way that I'm supposed to, it won't go back up again. The only way the arms have the appearance of going back up is because the player's standing aggressively. And what that does is it throws the club up here. But if you're going from here and you're using all arms to swing the club across, I can never get to the ground. All right? So if we think about the arm swing like it's chopping wood, up and down, then the club really only goes up here and down into the ball. So I want to shorten up the follow through a little bit just to take all that extra speed away. Good. Yeah, big turn, big lift, short follow through.
I try to stop it.
Good, yep. That's all we're going to try and do is just try to stop the arms. Slow them down anyway.
Like success in this would be if the club doesn't go past here.
Yeah, as long as you feel like the handle in your hands are low at the finish, the club can rehinge itself, so the club head's up here. Just keep the grip down. More lift. It's good. You won't be able, like, you won't feel a backswing that I'm going to say is too high today.
At the top, sometimes I feel like my left arm gets kind of loose and jiggly here.
Yeah, so I think
just try to hold it.
When you take it back short, I think you try to get it longer by letting go of it, because your arms have gone around you this way and they get stuck. Okay, so keep your eye on the ball. Give me a full turn. Lift up high. Okay, that's way better. Way to go. I didn't even have to move there. Good. So anytime that your club, your arms, are speeding up too far past the ball, you'll either hit it thin or hit it fat. So most of the time when it's thin, it's that the arms are pulling fast up and in, and it pulls the club out of the ground. So we're going to get better contact when you feel like you actually stop the arms like before your back foot. So like this far before impact. So think about it this way. When the arms stop, it sends power into the club. So therefore the arms have to stop before impact if we want speed at impact. Right?
So stop the arms when...
Like by your right leg, by your right knee, right shoe.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's where they'll stop and the club will start to release then. Nice.
So is that the whip that
Yeah.
you hear about?
Yes.
That's the whip effect.
That's how it's created, for sure. Like if you held a bull whip in your hand and you tried to whip the ball, you'd never bring your arm past the ball. Not bad. So it's going to feel something like a full turn, full backswing, but like almost like a punch shot or abbreviated follow through.
Exactly what it is.
Okay, that's what we're looking for. And it's, when we get to the next step, which is trying to get the taller and finish, you'll move away from the punch shot and go harder. Okay. All right, pretty good.
I'm still popping them a little bit.
Karen, big lift. It's way higher, good for you. If you feel like you get taller during this, perfect.
I feel like I'm getting too much real backswing.
No.
No? So the previous coach that I went a couple lessons with my friend, he was telling me the opposite, to restrict my, like not to move my stomach.
So, did he introduce you to a chiropractor too?
The whole time, since then, I've been trying not to rotate. Yeah.
No. That goes against
And
science.
then when I think about,
Just watch the US Open highlights tonight for 5 minutes and show me a guy that doesn't
I
turn.
think his plan was start like this, then we'll get you doing what you're supposed to be doing, but we never got to that point.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Wow. Okay, that's totally different. Yeah. Awesome. So you want to talk about consistency, right? You're telling yourself to do the same thing and the ball's ending up doing the same thing.
Yeah,
Like that's the definition of being consistent.
but I'm still thinking mentally it's by accident.
You're doing what?
I'm still thinking mentally that it's by accident.
Ah, okay.
I want to get to the point where I feel like I can do it.
Yep.
And if once in a while, it doesn't work, that's fine. But like glass half full.
I'm with you. I think that if you stick to the same recipe that we've talked about, you should get the same result. Most people are inconsistent because they have 80 swing thoughts in a round of golf.
Yeah.
Well done. Okay, let's start changing clubs. 6 iron, 5 iron, driver, whole thing. Hey. Okay. Say what?
You think it's fine that I like to tee it up high?
No, I want you to.
Yeah?
For sure. Yeah.
Because I found those ones weren't long enough.
What you're going to find with the ball teed up higher is that you have a better chance of turning the ball to the left.
Oh, yeah?
So I'll tee the ball up super low if I don't want it to draw.
Okay.
It's kind of my rule of thumb. Okay, so that was a little off the toe. When it hits the toe, it's going to hook. But if your arms kind of outrace your body turn and you end up finishing short because of the knee bend, that's what's going to bring the clip ball over that way. If you were to do the same thing we talked about with the hands getting up and then you standing up this way, the ball's going to start to the right. Or more right than that one. Beautiful. That's so far. Just start a little right. Okay, so taller before arm speed. The arms went past your body, so turned it left. Okay, one more time.
The rhythm is not right with the driver.
Is the driver the hardest club to hit?
It depends on your swing style. I mean, I know a lot of good players that their 3-wood better than their driver, but I know a lot of players that aren't all that great that their driver's the best in their bag. So it's different for everybody. We just want to be able to hit the driver fairly well 70% of the time, because if you can't drive off the tee, it's hard to play golf.
Yeah.
You know, you need to get the confidence of being able to step up to the tee, hit it down there. If you screw up on your second shot, okay, but if you screw up on your first shot, the next one's guaranteed to be bad because you're already in a bad mood.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't feel good with the driver at all.
No?
I'm totally lost with driver.
Okay.
I still have that problem where I feel like, well, not that I feel like I am going on my back foot. Especially when I try to do this.
Yep.
Like, I feel like my,
Your weight's there, that you're holding it with your calf?
yeah.
Okay.
The calf.
Okay, so try and get that right leg further forward. Like actually try and get your right knee to pass your left foot. There, push it forward. It takes the weight off, but it also keeps you turning.
So the right foot should move.
Can? Yep, for sure.
And driver is a wider stance.
No, same. It's actually pretty good. Like, I know they're not going perfect, but all of those balls are in play. They're all in the fairway. They're all down there a pretty good distance. Even the one that went the most right, still in play. Yeah, and that's going to be the big key. I think that because you're feeling that in your calf, you're swinging through hard with your arms and kind of standing on this back foot.
Yeah, exactly.
So from the top of your swing, when you get your arms high, feel as though that you really got your right side pushing through. That you're trying to really push all of this through to the target. And if the knee feels like it passes your foot, even better. Johnny Miller used to drag his foot every time he hit the ball. Scotty Scheffler's like in the air spinning around. So it's okay to move the feet.
When you use a driver.
Anytime you're trying to create power, like 3 woods off the ground, a 3 iron or 1 iron off the tee, yeah, you can definitely dance. One more. One more. Set a sequence on that one.
Fault a little bit better.
Let me see it.
200 balls in that forest.
Huh?
Oh, yeah.
200 balls in that forest.
Well, today with it being downwind, I mean, you could hit it through the forest into the 17th hole. Surprised the head pro hasn't come out and said something yet. So the thing with Cobra drivers is really cool. They've got 2 settings for standard. One is going to be a flat lie and the other one's going to be an upright lie. So we can see standard draw or we can have standard standard. So,
What does that mean?
so standard would be like the club face is square at 9 degrees.
Okay.
Now I'm going to put it over here at standard draw, so it's still going to be 9 degrees, but it's going to get the face a little bit closed. It's going to avoid it going too far to the right.
I had no idea that there's so many options.
There really are. I mean, typically you leave this to the fitters to decide. You know, the guy that fits you up will say, hey, this is the one for you.
She just bought it for me. I didn't get fitted.
Yeah. And that's where you come to me and we figure it all out. There we go. So I think that the ball that draws will be better for you than a ball that fades. So like everybody has a miss in both directions. Either it's going to draw one way and go straight the other way, or it's going to curve that way and go straight the other way. If it curves both ways, we got a big problem. If it goes straight in both ways, we got a big problem. But the ball that draws means the path's from inside out. So if the path's going inside out and the face is square, it just goes straight right. But if the face is a little closed, it curves left. So they're cousins. They go together. So I want to make sure that you either hit it like 10 yards to the right with it going straight or 20 yards to the left with curve. That's your window.
Okay.
You'll miss it more left than right, like distance-wise. There we go. Pretty awesome.